This is mental wellness in the modern world. Our mission is to connect biblical and psychological principles to better understand ourselves and the world around us. In a time when chaos is loud and pressure feels constant, peace isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Mental wellness isn't just about surviving, it's about finding clarity, strength, and meaning in the everyday. This is where honest conversations happen, where healing meets truth, and where you're reminded that you're not alone.
Hi, I'm Eleni Lobene with Benison Kingdom Network, and this is Mental Wellness in the Modern World. Our mission is to connect biblical and psychological principles to better understand ourselves and the world around us. And today I'd like to talk to you about grit. Now, grit is an interesting psychological concept that initially came up maybe the past 20 years or so by a woman named Angela Duckworth. And she defines grit, I'm going to read it to you right here, as a combination of passion and perseverance for a singularly important goal. And it is the hallmark of high achievers in every domain. Think about that. This is a trait that we see no matter whether it's sports, whether it's TV, whether it's lawyers or government or parents, every domain. We see people succeeding at the highest levels when they have a lot of grit. Okay? And again, that is determination and perseverance, meaning pushing through hard stuff, combined with that motivation and singular purpose, like really just staying very focused on the end goal. Okay? Now, I was trying to think of how this connects to biblical principles, and immediately the first verse that popped into my mind was one from Colossians, which says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving." So that first part's really important. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord. And that reminds me of grit. Because basically what the Bible is saying whatever you're doing, whatever you're choosing to do, how you are spending your days, how you are spending your life, okay? Do it well. Do it with everything you've got, right? Do it with heart and purpose. And I immediately think of parents when I think of grit, and I don't think that's a common thing when people are thinking about grit in the psychological context. I think usually you think about careers and success in that way. But who has more grit than a really successful and high quality parent? Think about it. They have to make a decision before they even know this little person. And then they have to invest in that cause, that mission for decades to be successful. Decades of investment. And sometimes you might not see that success along the way. Sometimes you might just have struggle after struggle after struggle, and you might not see reap the reward visibly, right, in your life during that period of time or for a very, very, very long time. Those parents have to demonstrate an extraordinary amount of grit, in my opinion. So I think at the end of the day, it's about not quitting, right? And staying focused on what the goal is that you set out to achieve in the first place. And achieving something important takes work, right? If it was easy, everyone would do it. We know that. And what's really powerful as a believer, right? If you believe in the Bible and you follow Christian principles, then you also can know that if you're doing something because you feel that God's calling you to it, you have an extraordinary source of power behind you, and that grit can come from this unstoppable place, and you can be relentless in pursuing that goal. So I'm here to say, consider where you want to cultivate your grit in your life. It is considered to be a personality trait. It's something that comes easier to some people than to others. But I would argue that if you are called to do something, the Bible saying that you're supposed to do it with all of your heart as best you can, then you can be successful. I'm Eleni Lobene, and this is Benison Kingdom Network.